Hello students. In our previous lecture we have discussed about what is transcription, template strand, bacterial RNA polymerase structure in detail as well as about the transcription unit. Now today we are going to discuss about the mechanism of transcription in bacteria. This process is divided into three phases: initiation, elongation and termination. In bacteria, we have discussed that there is a single bacterial RNA polymerase that synthesizes all RNA molecule in prokaryotic organism. These enzymes bind to the DNA template directly and carried out the mechanism of transcription. Whereas in eukaryotic organisms, the eukaryotic RNA polymerase require the cofactors to bind with the DNA template and carried out the mechanism of transcription. Now, initiation phase means how the RNA polymerase recognize the promoter, bind to the promoter and start the mechanism of transcription. We have discussed in our previous lecture about the structure of bacterial promoter. In transcription unit, you can recognize that the transcription unit is what consisting of promoter, RNA coding region and the terminator. And promoter was the sequence which play a key role into the initiation of transcription. This bacterial promoter consisting of two important consensus sequences, that is -10 consensus sequence and -35 consensus sequence. To this promoter, RNA polymerase holoenzyme bind and initiate the process of transcription. The second phase, it is known as a elongation. Elongation means how the actual RNA synthesis is going on. And the last phase, it is known as a termination. RNA polymerase stop the synthesis of RNA molecule and separate the nascent RNA from the DNA template during the mechanism of termination. Now let's see about the initiation. RNA polymerase recognize the TTGACA region, that is -35 consensus sequence, and slice to TATAT region, that is -10 consensus sequence. In between the -35 and -10 consensus sequence, these RNA polymerase holoenzyme break down the hydrogen bond between two strands of DNA and open the DNA duplex, which is known as a separation of strand and formation of a bubble-like structure. This unbounded region consisting of a sequence of around 17 to 18 base pair. You can see over here that in the promoter region, this RNA polymerase holoenzyme has broken down the hydrogen bonds and both the strands separated to form a bubble-like structure. The first nucleotide on the RNA transcript is always a purine triphosphate, that is GTP. GTP is basically more oftenly found compared to the ATP. These three phosphates along with the GTP structure remain on the RNA transcript until the entire RNA synthesis is completed. The three nucleotides form the transcription initiation complex. You can see over here RNA polymerase holoenzyme binds with the DNA molecule and add the first nucleotide into the RNA transcript. As we have discussed in the mechanism of replication that there was a requirement of primer, but in the RNA synthesis no primer is required. The sigma subunit fall off from the RNA polymerase once few nucleotide has been synthesized and first 3' to first 5' phosphodiester bond is formed. Afterwards, the core enzyme move along with the DNA template and carried out the synthesis of new RNA molecule during the entire phase of elongation. You can see into this picture. This is a picture showing the promoter, RNA polymerase core enzyme along with the sigma factor. It is known as a RNA polymerase holoenzyme. Bind to the promoter and form a open complex. That is a formation of bubble-like structure over here. There is addition of first nucleotide, that is triphosphate, in the form of triphosphate, that is NTP. Basically, it includes either GTP or sometimes it includes the ATP. You can see over here After that, a nucleotide triphosphate complementary to the DNA at the starting point serve as the first nucleotide into the RNA synthesis. You can see that guanine nucleotide present over here. Two phosphates are cleaved from each subsequent nucleotide triphosphate and an RNA molecule is added at the 3' end of growing RNA molecule. So you can see that the RNA synthesis is carried out into the 5' to 3' direction. So this is the way how the process of RNA synthesis is started. This is known as the initiation of transcription in prokaryotic organisms. The second step, that is known as the elongation. Once the initiation gets completed, synthesis of few RNA nucleotide has been carried out. The sigma subunit dissociate because of the conformational changes into the structure of the enzyme, and the only core enzyme that move through the DNA template from upstream to downstream location, means from the promoter region towards the terminator region, and carried out the synthesis of RNA molecule. Free ribonucleoside triphosphates are added subsequently complementary toward the template strand, and 3' OH of the nascent RNA strand molecule is synthesized. You can see over here, that is your RNA strands, substrates are added. As you know, here the substrates are ribonucleoside triphosphates, and the chain elongation process is carried out and removal of phosphate molecules is carried out. RNA polymerase, a DNA segment of around 40 nucleotide and nascent RNA form a complex that is called as a transcription bubble. We have seen that at the center there is an open complex like structure that we considered as a transcription bubble. The 3' segment of the nascent RNA, means newly synthesized RNA, hybridized with the DNA template, and its 5' end extends out the transcription bubble as the synthesis is going on. You can see over here, this picture represents there is a formation of a transcription bubble. You can see over here, this is your non-template strand, means this is a coding sense or the sense strand. This lower strand, that is known as a template. It is, as you know, it is a non-coding strand. The continuous synthesis of RNA is going down into this direction. You can see over here, this is 3', which we can say is active site of the RNA synthesis. A new nucleotides are added over here. So over here you can see the presence of a bond between the DNA and nascent RNA molecule with the length of around 17 to 18 nucleotides. As the process is going on, new RNA nucleotides are added over here, and at the back side from the DNA RNA hybrid, the bonds are broken down. So the 5' end of your RNA chain, or you can say nascent RNA molecule, is getting extended. That is known as a elongation. So this picture explains about the transcription bubble and how the mechanism of transcription is getting elongated. You can see over here. Now, in bacteria, there is no any discrimination in between the cell, means there is no nucleus and cytoplasm separate components. So, as the RNA synthesis is going on, at the 5' end of the RNA molecule, ribosomes attach and simultaneously they start the process of translation, that is protein synthesis. So, we can see that in bacteria, transcription and translation are the simultaneous mechanism. Whereas in eukaryotic organism, as you know students, that the DNA is present inside the nucleus, and ribosomes, which is known as a site for protein synthesis, it is present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, that is outside of the nucleus. So as DNA is present inside, whereas the ribosomes are outside in case of eukaryotic organism, once the transcription gets completed, the RNA molecule, the newly synthesized RNA molecule in eukaryotic organisms, that is known as a pre-messenger RNA, comes out from nucleus to cytoplasm and attached to the ribosome. Before it proceeds for the mechanism of translation, few changes occur into that newly synthesized pre-RNA molecule. These changes in eukaryotic organisms, they are known as a post-transcriptional modifications. These are three modifications: addition of 5' cap, addition of polyadenine tail, and removal of introns. These are the post-transcriptional modification. After this modification, the form messenger RNA, it is known as a mature messenger RNA. And these mature messenger RNA goes at the ribosomes, and over there the mechanism of translation is going on. So we can say that in case of eukaryotic organisms, RNA gets synthesized, its changes will occur during the mechanism of post-transcriptional modification, and afterwards the pre-messenger RNA that converted into the mature messenger RNA that proceeds for the mechanism of translation as a part of mechanisms of central dogma. Whereas over here in the case of our prokaryotic organisms, there is no demarcation. Even the process of transcription is going on at the 5' end of RNA molecule, ribosome attached, and simultaneously they start the protein synthesis. So in bacteria, transcription and translation are the coupled mechanisms. You can see over here that this is the DNA, RNA, and ribosomes attached to the RNA molecule. The last phase of the mechanism of transcription, it is known as a termination. Termination means how the process gets terminated. Now you can remember that we have seen that three different segments of your transcription unit. In promoter region was that which was followed by the RNA coding region, and it was followed by the terminator sequences. It is not like that if your RNA polymerase reaches at the initial stage or initial site of your terminator region and the process gets terminated. It is not like that. Sometimes the RNA transcript go through the terminator sequence, means the RNA synthesis continue beyond the end of your RNA coding region. The RNA synthesis continued even into the terminator region, and this synthesized RNA sequence play a significant role to dissociate your template RNA polymerase and the nascent RNA, means newly synthesized RNA. And separation of all these three components facilitate the termination of the transcription mechanism. So we can say that RNA polymerase stop moving on the DNA template. This is how the process gets terminated. The mechanism of termination of transcription into the bacteria, it is divided into two broad categories. This indicates a protein that is a Rho protein, RHO. So there are two mechanisms for the termination. The first is a Rho dependent termination and second is a Rho independent termination. First we discuss about the Rho independent termination. This kind of termination mechanism into the bacteria cause the termination of RNA synthesis and relieve the newly made RNA molecule. In this mechanism, the messenger RNA consisting of a base sequence to form a steam loop-like structure of 7 to 20 base pair, which is very rich into the GC content. And this GC base pairing have the significant base stacking interaction, and it can form because it can form 3 hydrogen bonds between each other, which result into the give stability to the structure of RNA. Following to the steam loop structure, there is a chain of uracil residue. The bonds between the uracil and adenines are weak. A protein bound to the RNA polymerase binds to the steam loop structure tightly, very enough to cause the separation of RNA polymerase, and which pose the further movement of RNA polymerase, allow your RNA, your template and RNA polymerase separate with each other. Dissociation will be carried out and the process gets terminated. So you can see over here, into your RNA transcript, there is a presence of rich GC content. So it is a formation of an internal complementary sequence because of a rich GC content of nucleotide at this structure, resulting into the formation of this secondary steam loop like structure. And into this yellow portion you can see that this is a adenine rich nucleotide. It is a uracil rich nucleotide. So there is a formation of UA which are weak in nature. To this steam loop a protein gets bind and you can say it stretch the newly formed RNA molecule. So all the three components get separated and the process gets terminated. So this is way how the process of transcription gets terminated by means of row independent termination. The second mechanism, it is known as a row dependent termination. In this mechanism, a protein named as a row protein binds to the newly synthesized RNA molecule. This row protein is activity like a helicase enzyme. Through the 5' end of your RNA, this protein moves and it completely goes through the newly synthesized DNA. So as this row protein come at this particular location, these hydrogen bonds are broken down by the activity of the row protein and your nascent RNA molecule and DNA template gets separated. And this is the way how the process of how the process of transcription gets terminated over here. So this is all about the mechanism of transcription in prokaryotic organisms. It's all about the expression of gene. So we have discussed that there are three mechanisms of central dogma. Replication we have discussed in detail in prokaryotic organisms. Today we have discussed about the transcription mechanism that we broadly divided into two categories. In the first part of our lecture, we have discussed about the requirement for the transcription, RNA polymerase, which is a key enzyme which carried out the RNA synthesis, and the transcription unit, which was indeed required to understand the mechanism of transcription. And into this phase of our session, we have discussed about the mechanism of transcription into bacteria. So this is the completion of the second process of central dogma. Now, in our third lecture, in our next lecture, we will discuss about the protein synthesis. Thank you all.